In this video, we'll take a look at how to use the new Skype for Business. The first thing you want to make sure of is that your Skype for Business starts whenever you turn on your computer. This should be set by default, but if for some reason it's not turning on whenever you start your PC, all you need to do is open the application and then you'll see this little gear icon. Click on it and go to Tools and then Options. And then under Personal, make sure Automatically Start the app when I log on to Windows is checked. The next thing we'll look at is how to actually add people to your list of contacts. You can see I already have quite a few people added to my list, but if I want to add an additional person, I simply type their name into the search window. So I started typing Colleen Lemon's name and it found her in my contacts. This is actually connecting with your Outlook contacts, so anyone that's in your email contacts will also be available here. If for some reason they don't come up, just type in their full email address and you'll be able to add them that way. But since I already have Colleen in my list, I can simply right-click on her name and click Add to Favorites. And now I'll see Colleen in my list. The list I'm looking at right now is actually the Groups tab up here. It should be the default tab that you go to whenever you open the application. If not, always remember to click the tab, and that's how you'll get to this list of all the people that you can contact. Another thing I want to show you how to do is change your status. So right now you can see right here it says that I'm available. This will indicate to anyone that's on Skype for Business that I'm available for contact and they can send me a message. However, there might be situations where I want to be left alone. So let's say I'm working towards the deadline. I can come in here and put Do Not Disturb. This will indicate to people that I need to be left alone and not to contact me over IM. There's also some other settings over here that you can do on your own. Some of these will happen automatically, like away. If you're away from your computer for a set amount of time, it'll indicate that you're no longer there. It'll actually also link up with your Outlook meetings and actually put you in a status of in meetings if it's on your Outlook calendar. So that way people will know when you're not available for those sort of reasons. So this right here would only be necessary if you want to manually mark yourself as a status besides available. Now, to actually chat with someone is pretty straightforward. You just find them in your list and double click their name. And it'll pull up a little text window right here. Then all you need to do is just type in a message. So if you just want to do a traditional instant message, and hit enter. And this will send a message to that individual, and they should actually get an alert in the bottom right of their screen from Windows notification indicating that someone's trying to contact them. They can then contact you back. And this is the most basic way that you'll actually communicate with people. Another thing you can do is if you want to have like a group chat and get several people in your department on at one time to talk together, all you have to do is click this little icon in the upper right that says invite more people. And it'll actually pull up your contacts. So these are all the people that I put in my favorites list. Or I can add someone additionally. So like when we were adding someone earlier, I just typed their name in. And this is very similar like if you've ever done an Outlook meeting where you start typing in people's names to add them to your list of attendees. It works very much the same way. Now, obviously, these people do have to have Skype for Business, but assuming that they do, then you can just add them to the meeting. And then once you've added everyone you want, they'll show up in this list and be able to communicate. In addition to the basic chat and the group chat, there also are some video conferencing tools available. So you'll see down here at the bottom, I have these three little buttons. One of them is a video call. So if I click on this right now, it'll actually show a preview of my video so you can see me right there. And then if I actually want to start a video conference, then I just click Start My Video. And this will take you out of the chat mode and put you into so I can now see myself in the bottom right. And it's actually sent an invitation to the person I'm contacting, in this case Sherry, letting them know I want to do a video conference. And if they accept it, then I'll see their video right here in this window. If for some reason they don't have computer audio, then you still do have this IM window over here, so I can actually share video with someone while they're just messaging me back and not actually doing video conferencing. Now I'm going to hang this up now because right now I'm ringing at Sherry's desk. So I'm going to hang that up. You also see that you have this call option. This is if you wanted to do a Skype over voice, so a voice over VoIP call with someone. You can click this right here and actually contact someone directly. And then last, we have this share content screen. So again, this is kind of for like a video conferencing purposes, or maybe I'm talking to someone like, hey, I want to show you something. Can you take a look at it real quick? You could just click this share content screen, share your desktop temporarily, and they can actually see your screen in real time. So when you click on this share content icon, it'll give you a lot of options on what you want to share. The most common thing, though, is probably going to be share your desktop. And then when you click that, it gives you a little warning, let you know that people will be able to see. Click OK on that. And then right now I'm sharing my desktop. So you can see up here, there should be menus where it says stop sharing, currently sharing, and it actually has this little golden box around my screen letting me know what I'm sharing with people. So that way, if I have multiple monitors, I'm not like moving something on another screen and no one sees what I'm doing. This ensures I know what I'm sharing. And then whenever you're done, and you'll note that menu does disappear whenever you're not over it. So just if it goes away, just go to the top of your screen and then click stop sharing. And now you're no longer sharing your desktop. So that's pretty much all there is to contacting people. Pretty straightforward. Most of the time it's just going to be standard text messaging, but don't forget that you have the ability to do video conferencing, direct call if you need to, though also you can still contact them on your main phone, and then just share desktop. There actually is one other thing you can do. There is this little menu right here with some additional options where you can actually look at that to see where you can manage recordings and things of that nature. You can even do file transfers. So if you see this little clip icon right here, you can click on that, pick a file, and actually send it to an individual. So if you need to send a document for someone to look at, you can use this as a file exchange instead of having to send it over email. That's good, especially if you have an issue with your email box getting too big with all the files you're sending. You can look at using the instant messenger to do that instead. So the next thing we'll take a look at is creating meetings. So you kind of saw here, you can kind of create a meeting on the fly by inviting people, but it actually does have the ability to kind of create a more intentional meeting by clicking this little icon right here. So it has a little calendar icon, and when you click on that, it'll actually show you first any meetings that you have upcoming. So this is actually linking to your Outlook calendar. So without even opening Outlook, I can see what meetings I have upcoming. And in a bit, we'll actually see where you can create Skype meetings as well as your traditional Outlook meetings that we have today. But if I want to do like an ad hoc meeting just on a whim, you can actually click this Meet Now button, and it'll actually create a teleconference meeting. So right here, it's making sure saying, do you want to join the meeting audio? How do I want to do it? So I have the option of using the full audio and video experience like what we're doing right now, where it's using my camera and built-in microphone, but does have some other options like calling you to get you into that. So if you want someone to call you, you can actually put in here your phone number and say, call me at this number because you don't want to use the Skype voice over IP. But in most cases, you're probably just going to use the default Skype stuff. So you can click OK when you're ready. And as you'll see, it'll just go ahead and create a video conference. You might recognize this looks the same as when we just kind of on a whim when chatting with someone started video conferencing. It's the same exact screen. So you can do the same thing that you were doing earlier, but now you just create a meeting on the fly. Right now, I'm the only one in this meeting since I did it ad hoc. So if I need to add additional people, just like with the chat, I click on this little add person icon. And when I do that, it pulls up my contact list. And again, I can add additional people. So just like adding people to a chat, I can add them to an ad hoc voice and video meeting that I've created. And then it has many of the same icons down here. So share video, make sure you can actually mute yourself, share your desktop. Even like when you're done, you just click hang up here. So we'll say this meeting is over, just click hang up, and now it's done. Now, the last thing we'll look at is actually creating a Skype meeting. So far, most everything we've done is kind of ad hoc. So just when I need it, I can IM someone, I can message someone, share a video, create a meeting, all that type of stuff. But if you actually want to create a meeting that is scheduled on people's calendars that uses a Skype tool, you can actually do that through Outlook. So in your Outlook calendar, which you see here, when you go to create a new meeting, you'll see that you now have this new icon that says Skype meeting. When you click this, it will actually change it from a traditional Outlook meeting request to a Skype meeting request. So it'll change the location to say Skype, and it'll actually add a join link. So it's actually created a Skype meeting with a unique URL that is specifically for this meeting you're creating right now. Even if this is going to be like days, weeks in the future, it's already created a unique meeting for you. So you can go ahead and do everything else like it was a traditional meeting. So I can come in here and go to scheduling assistant, add all the people I wish to attend. I can actually use the same calendar link over here to actually schedule when the time is, and then put any message I want right here. So it works the same way as you're familiar with Outlook. It's just instead of just being a generic meeting that has like a conference room or a phone call attached to it, it actually uses a Skype services. And this will be just like if we had created that ad hoc meeting where it has like the video conferencing and all of that, but I can actually schedule it through my Outlook calendar. So be aware that that's available as well. And then again, just like with the meeting you saw earlier on my Skype, where it shows I have a meeting this afternoon, any meetings created here would also show up on this list. Now, there are other things you can do with the Skype tool besides what we've gone over here, but these are kind of the key features that you can take advantage of that we've kind of identified that we see people use or that we think people will use. But feel free to play around with it. If you find something else that's useful, let us know, and we can pass the word along to other people. But other than that, that's how you use the Skype for Business. Thank you for taking this time.